Tally ho, fellow flight nerds. This is Ben Johnson with FlightNerdAirForce.com. Today we have a special treat. We are going to take our Cessna 310 from Hartford, Wisconsin over to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And you can see from the map we have here, we are over down here on the runway ready to take off at Hartford. We're going to take off to the east, straight out a little bit, and then we're going to turn right and go to the northeast, where we will follow our magenta line over to Sheboygan Memorial Airport, and we'll shoot the final approach over there. So let's get going. Okay, we're gonna put full power. Now my rudder pedals are really touchy, so just the tiniest touch with my toe and the plane goes flying all over the place. So don't judge me based on center line here. I'm gonna do my best to hang on to center line. All right, airspeed is alive. We are in the white arc. I got one notch of flaps already, so I'm going to rotate. We're going to climb out. I got full fuel here today, so I'm really heavy. I'm going to put my gear up. That might keep me out of the trees. Who knows? Full tanks of gas. This is not a particularly long runway here at Hartford, Wisconsin. All right, and now I'm going to turn to the right, and you can see my little aircraft moving. I'm using, for our map today, I'm using ForeFlight, which is an app that pilots use on iPads and they're typically Apple devices to navigate during flight. It is super handy, and one of the great things about it is we have the overlay of the aeronautical charts here with us, sectional charts. So we can watch the sectional chart as we are flying along to get a picture of where we are at the same time and some things that might be below us on the ground. I think I'm going to climb to 3,000 feet. We're just going to leave it there for today. Intercept our path, our flight path for today, and then we will follow that all the way to Sheboygan. So we're coming up on 3,000 already. I'm going to back off the throttle. I say back off the throttle, and then you saw me increase prop pitch there, but I am backing off the throttle as well. So again, the Cessna 310 is a twin engine aircraft. All right, I'm going to level off at 3,000 feet here. A twin engine aircraft, one of the reasons I really like it is because when I worked at in high school at an airport, actually it was Hartford, Wisconsin, where we just took off from on our flight here. There was a guy there that had a Cessna 310, and I really liked the aircraft. So it was really fun. It's fun to be able to fly that plane again. All right, we are heading to the northeast here. About 3,000 feet. I'm gonna do my best to hold altitude. But yeah, as a high schooler, I worked at Hartford, Wisconsin, at the airport in Hartford, Wisconsin. It's a great little airport. It's well known among those who like to go to Oshkosh, to the EAA Air Show. A lot of folks, at least when I was a kid, I was in high school working there. A lot of people love to stop there because they still had 80 octane gas, so people could come and fill up the tanks, especially if they had an aircraft with an old engine that really liked 80 octane. They could come fill up there and get the gas that their aircraft really loved. Today, I'm not sure if they do still have 80 octane. My guess is maybe not. I don't know. It'd be great if anybody happens to know Hartford, Wisconsin, if they're still selling 80 octane fuel. So, yeah, I worked there a number of summers, and there was a customer there who had a Cessna 310. And it was always fun. I love the aircraft. I love the look of the airplane, so we're going to fly it. Here we are, continuing on our way over to Sheboygan Memorial Airport. Yeah, and you can see us progressing here. It isn't really going to take us very long. You can see us moving along the magenta line here, navigating our way to Sheboygan. Beautiful state. You can see this time of year the weather is relatively live. It's not like live because technically while I'm recording this it would be nighttime in Wisconsin, so I just changed the time, but the weather is pretty accurate to what it actually is there right now. So I'm getting some bumps. some bumpies here as we go on our way. So yeah, just a few things here. If you're new to aviation and you're saying, how does Ben know that he's flying at 3,000 feet? How does Ben know which direction to fly? How does he know when to level off and put the gear up and put the gear down and put flaps on and off? I actually run a website where I help teach about aviation and help those who are aviation enthusiasts learn more about the world of aviation. It's called flightnerdairforce.com. I'd love to have you come on over there and check it out. I have a free membership where we post information about flying on the regular. Folks can come there, sign up for free, and just kind of see what we're talking about this particular week, and really enjoy the world of aviation, learning more about it. Whether you're interested in pursuing your FAA ratings, like a private pilot license or instrument rating or things like that, or you're just really interested in aviation, maybe you love flying on your simulator and you want to know, man, how do I know what altitude I'm at? Or how do I know if I'm flying straight and level other than looking out the window like we're doing here right now? Or what heading am I flying? How do I know how to navigate to the next airport I'm going to? Flight Nerd Air Force, we talk about all those things. We'd love to have you come up, sign up for a free membership. And we also have a paid membership as well, where you can actually take an online ground school and prepare for your FAA written exams. A lot of our content in there is available. We collect the content that we've been creating over a period of time, and we post it there in our library for you to enjoy. So yeah, check it out, flightnerdairforce.com, and sign up for our free main hangar membership there. That's the free membership online. So free community. We'd love to have you over there. So yeah, we are nearing the halfway point already. This is crazy.
118.425.
That's our app here helping us out, our ForeFlight helping us out, knowing what the information is going to be, what we should tune the radio to. I'm going to be lazy today. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just flying today, not worrying too much about the radios. But you can see, if we were flying in the real world, now we would have a notification if we wanted to get information about what's going on in Sheboygan, so that we can approach the airport in a good way, and know what the weather's doing, what the wind is doing, so we can pick a proper runway. We could dial that right in. So that's one of the great things about ForeFlight. Gives you the information you need as you are approaching the airport. Really, really handy. Man, this is so different from the days when I was learning to fly. I learned to fly originally in the late 90s, and we did all this stuff on paper. The internet barely existed back then, and apps like this were non-existent. GPS was a brand new technology, at least to the general public, when I was learning to fly. And so, yeah, we didn't have we had GPS, but it was nothing like we have available today. So to have all of this on the app, to have these charts, to have it actually telling me, hey, if you want to get the ASOS info, here's what you should dial in on the radio, that is incredible. And to be able to just type in, hey, I'm going from Hartford to Sheboygan, enter, and it tells me all this information that I need to know based on sectional charts, just like this one. So it's a really cool feature. You can see I am definitely bumping along a little bit today. We have a little bit of turbulence for us here today, but that's all right. It's not too bad. It's another great feature, Microsoft Flight Simulator, that when you get real world weather updates, you can experience it like it's really happening in real time. So, which is always a lot of fun. Yeah, here we go. Approaching Sheboygan from the southwest. You can see Lake Michigan off in the distance there already. So we are not that far away anymore. In fact, I think I might, if you can see my cursor, this might be the airport right there. Not that far away anymore. I think I'm going to actually head over the airport as we get close. I'm going to descend down lower, cross the airport, and then I'm going to make a left turn. And shoot the approach after entering the pattern. In theory, I could do a straight-in landing here, but I'd rather, like as good practice to do. Approach the airport. Again, I'm being a little lazy. I'm not really doing anything with ATC here today, but really it's good to communicate with the other aircraft in the area, you would say. For my sake, for example, I would tune in the radio and I would say, Sheboygan area traffic, this is Cessna, twin Cessna, November 44 Fox November, approaching the airport from the southwest, coming in for landing and runway, and then I would tell them what runway I'm coming in on. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to cross over the airport and get a look at what's going on. It's also good as you're coming over the airport to take a look at what the situation is for wind. You look at the windsock and all that and see what the wind is doing. I'm actually going to lose some altitude here. Start getting down closer to my proper altitude. Actually, now I'm thinking this is the airport right here. You can see that. We are getting close. We're almost there. I think, I haven't looked this up. Again, I'm being a little bit lazy on this flight, but I believe Sheboygan Airport. In fact, let's look on the map here. What we have. Never mind, that's a NOTAM. That's not what we're looking for. So they have an elevation of 755 feet, which means if we are going to go over the airport, we're going to go over the airport at 1,000 feet over the ground, which means we need to be at an altitude of 1,700 feet or 1,755 feet to be exact. So that's the altitude we're looking at as we head over the top of the airport. Trying to lose that altitude now as we get closer. Traffic pattern altitude is 1,000 feet AGL in most aircraft, but airports. But it's always good to take a look at the airport directories information, which is kind of what we're looking at here on our ForeFlight app here. You give us the information we need about the airport. But again, if I was not being so lazy today, I would actually use radios and things like that, and that would allow us to communicate directly with the airport, and we would have all that information right here, which is super convenient. All right, we are at our pattern altitude, so we're going to hold off here, avoid sinking any further. Got our airspeed coming down nice. I'm going to wait till we cross the airport here before I make my turn. See, just in front of us and to the left just slightly. Here's the airport. While trying to hold our altitude here. We're going to make left-hand traffic pattern. I'm going to clean up the airplane a little bit. My props back to normal takeoff. Add a little bit of power. I'm kind of sinking here. Starting to lose my airspeed, so I'm going to add a little power to keep us at pattern altitude. I should climb a little bit. I've dropped a little bit below pattern altitude. You can see me at about 1,600 feet there. So let's climb up, add a little bit of power. Keep our airspeed where we need it. All right, we got our altitude. Here we can see beautiful Lake Michigan out ahead of us there. Out to the east. Actually, we're heading northeast, so take a look to the right over here. We can see our co-pilot in Lake Michigan. You can see the power plant out there in Sheboygan. And if we look to our left, we can see the airport. And so we're near the threshold of our runway, and so we're going to make our left turn to do our upwind leg of our pattern. We've gained a little too much altitude again. We're going to start losing some altitude here. There we are. Turning toward upwind. We're doing a upwind crosswind here is what we're doing. Crosswind leg. And now we're going to turn upwind while also trying to lose more of this altitude. I have climbed a bit here, so we're going to get back to pattern altitude. Not doing so great hanging on to my my altitudes here. All right, now we are up paralleling our runway here. So we're now on what is called downwind. The airplane is barking because I do not have my gear down yet. So I'm going to put my gear down so that it calms down, isn't freaking out anymore. So we're going to start bringing our power down and letting the nose of the aircraft come down, start losing some altitude. I'm going to add a notch of flaps. Flaps help us decrease our altitude without increasing our airspeed. So when we add flaps, it allows us to both slow down and decrease our altitude.
500.
And so, how are we doing? I'm gonna go out a little ways to give us a nice long, final approach. Get set up well here. Still at about 500 feet. Getting a little too close to the runway here, I think. Holding that about 500 feet of altitude. All right, I am going to turn to base. And attempt to continue to lose a little bit of altitude. Don't want to lose too much though, because that would be bad. Power lines and all down here, we do not want to mess with them. Or the freeway that's down here, which is Highway 23. All right. Yeah, see, this is why I like giving myself a nice long final approach, because this Cessna 310 likes to turn very slowly. It has a very big turning radius, and so I often overshoot final approach. I'm too close. So here we are, final approach.
Short final runway 04.
There you go, runway 04, final approach. Kind of bumpy down here. Gonna add a notch of flaps to help us come down a little bit. We are way high. Way high. It's alright, we'll get it down. Don't land like me, okay? It's not the way to do it. We are way long, but we're gonna put it on the ground because this is YouTube. We don't want to reshoot the whole approach. There we go. Got it on the ground. Gonna add brakes, slow us down. Normally we would have done a go around on that one because we were way high and fast and we used up a lot of runway. And you can see now our ForeFlight is giving us the airport directory information so that we can taxi safely to the ramp. It's super handy. Give us all the information we need while we're flying. All right, this was a fun trip from Hartford, Wisconsin to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Hope you enjoyed the flight with me today. I'm not saying everything I'm doing here is perfect. I was a long way from perfect on a lot of the things we were doing. Not trying to be perfect today. I'm just trying to have a little fun, kick around in the sky with you and talk about some things as we go. A lot of areas to perfect. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you're interested in aviation, you want to learn more about how we know how to do all this stuff and how we know how to fly an airplane, see how high we are, how fast we're going, how to use the aircraft, all that kind of stuff, where to find the airport, all those kinds of things. You can find that information, flightnerdairforce.com. Check us out over there. Join our free community. If you'd love to learn more, we would love to have you with us.